Hey guys, this is Mel of RTC1. I'm going to be moving forward in Chapter 3 towards the Fire Tower. Unlock this here. Boom. And going to take care of those dragons that have been swarming the land. So here we go. Going to be following up on continuing in that Chapter 3 storyline. Whoa, you really took care of those bombs. Well, you kept your end of the bargain. Go on through. Seeing what you did to those bombs, those dragons stand no chance against you. Why is everyone so damn loud around here? You say something? No, nothing. I'll be going now. That's so funny. That inner thoughts of Blank's head. Okay, fire tower. Probably gonna need some water to go along with this fire tower. Let's just grab this here and go on along into it. So I just recently got Battlefield 1 the other day and already beat the campaign. I'm posting all the videos of every campaign story on my channel, so you can check those out. That was a very, very well done game. Very well played. The story was, for all the stories, were so heart-wrenching in some parts, so dramatic. It really made me feel like so much emotion for those that lost their lives at such great risk and put their lives on the line and did so much through World War I. I feel deep gratitude for those who did that, for putting their lives on the line to try to do the world better. It's unfortunate that the war went on so long and so many lives were lost, and for very little in the long run because of war. You know, it was supposed to end all wars, but it just kept going. It's so sad. And I really enjoyed every storyline, whether it was the Australian, the Italian, the fighter pilot, or, you know, whatever, the Black Bess, the tank, or the Lawrence of Arabia one for Zara Gaffrin, like Gaffra or Gaffrin. Those were, every story was so well done. I was disappointed in the length of the game. It was kind of short in the long run. I mean, it was kind of short altogether in the short run. It was just kind of a quick game. I beat it in, I think, 8 hours altogether, 6 to 8 hours. So, not too long of a game, but it was very well done. And I know that Battlefield games are mostly for the multiplayer, so I didn't mind it being a little bit short. But, you know, I really wanted more than there was. And I don't know if you guys played Battlefield 1 or if you're into it at all, but you know, if you have, what are your opinions of the game? We've built tall walls, dug deep moats, but there's no guarantee we will be able to withstand Chaos's onslaught. But none of us will flee. This is where we will make our stand. Do you have a better plan? Our forces here will distract Chaos's legions, while the main force will go around and flank them to strike a decisive blow. None of us are afraid to give our lives for the crown for Princess Sarah. Well, good for you. Okay, looks like it diverged a little bit. Soldier Square. Okay, some bombs showed up. But we gotta take on these dragons, so I will continue to do the dragons here and work my way of clearing all of them and see what happens afterwards. So going back to Battlefield 1, I'm really, I really enjoyed the game for the story. Like I said, I wish there was more. There's not much I can do about that. They only did that, and then they'll have DLC later. I don't know if I'll get the DLC. If it's just more maps, I probably won't get it. If it's more story, I probably will get it. It really depends on what they're offering. What else did I want to say? Oh, if you're into knowing more about World War I and the stories that were in it, you want to check out The Great War. It's a YouTube series on YouTube about everything that went throughout every week of World War I. And the guy does a breakdown week by week. And he's been doing it for about a year or 2 years now. And it's still got like 2 more years to go because it was a long war. If you guys didn't know, World War I was like 4 years or maybe even longer. It was a long time. And and there was just so much that happened, and so many reasons why it just kept dragging on and on and on, and so many people losing their lives, and so many areas of the world that were involved with this. Literally every inch of the globe was affected in some way or another by this war, and it was so intense. And it's sad to think that, you know, it didn't stop future wars, that there's still wars going on now, and they still affect, like, all of the globe. If you check on Wikipedia for the current wars going on, like, it's like there are 60 plus wars going on right now. I bet you did not even know that, right? 60 plus? And some of those so major, there are major wars going on right now. And there's like 7 of those, and some of them have been going on for like decades, right? Decades of people just losing their lives over the same conflict, over and over, right? Hundreds of people losing their lives, thousands of people losing their lives, tens of thousands of people losing their lives. I mean, obviously World War I and World War II and those other huge wars were a lot more people losing their lives, but you know, a hundred of people, even just 100 people losing their lives because of war is nothing to be like, oh yeah, that's just 100 people. Those are all individual people. Those are all people that had families, probably had individual lives, had their life, a whole life ahead of them. You know, young people too, people that are probably playing their video games right now will be going off to some of these conflicts and wars soon. You know, for those veterans that are out there and risking their lives for things that are good, things for the future, not the sides or the people whose beliefs are, you know, to just try to cause havoc and terrorism. Like, that's sad, and I don't believe in that. But those who are trying to risk their lives to stop it, or to make the world a better place or safer, like, I commend them. I didn't go off to the army or military or anything like that. I went into the tech industry, so my skills and stuff have to do with computers and stuff like that, and I can use my YouTube to spread these messages of, like, you know, peace and stuff like that. Chaos is close. I can feel it. It's a good feeling. I've waited for this day all my life. You sound like you're afraid. Of course I'm afraid. Finding myself in this place, Palamecia, robbed of all my memories. Being told to follow some obscure prophecy. I've had enough of all that. Interesting. Like, I can use my YouTube to share things that I know and feel and want, you know, the world to be a better place, and the things that have helped me to know that there's still a lot of good in this world, and yeah, like, and this is what I'm doing right here. I shared the videos of my playthrough of Battlefield 1, but I'm sure there's a lot of people doing it right now. I tried to get my commentary, my YouTube headset, or my headset to work for playing on the PS4 to go onto my Twitch and then onto YouTube, but it still wouldn't pick up my voice. It wouldn't carry it through, and it's I don't want to spend money to get like a whole a PS4 headset that does it. So I tried to find a little dongle to kind of like stick in my PS4 to try to get that to work, and I thought it worked, and people were saying they could hear me on Twitch, but apparently it didn't transfer over when I exported the videos, or like moved them, or they saved onto Twitch. So I've got to try to find some method where it records the voice as well, and I'll see if I can do that before the World of Final Fantasy video game comes out, because I want to stream that. But if you guys watch it live, you'll definitely hear my voice, and especially if you're watching on the PS4, because it will record my voice there as well. But, you know, trying to get it from Twitch onto my YouTube, that I'm going to try a few more things to get my voice carrying through. But yeah, when that comes out and you're a subscriber to my Twitch channel, you just have to go to twitch.tv/MalavarTC1. So just putting my YouTube channel title name in twitch.tv/MalavarTC1, you'll be able to find me. You'll be able to subscribe to me and see when I go on to do World of Final Fantasy on the PS4. For now, though, I will always be continuing to upload mobile Final Fantasy games like I do, I'm not abandoning that. This is just something I do on the side for fun because I like playing video games aside from just mobile Final Fantasy games. Mobile Final Fantasy games are great. Don't get me wrong. Look at this boss right here. This guy looks freaky. This the dragons? These dragons are very weird. They don't look like a normal dragon to me. They look like a freaking like a freakagon. It's so weird. Okay, but if they're dragons, they're dragons. If they say so, right? So yeah, when that comes out, you know, you guys can watch me, and if you're playing it as well, you know, and you have hints or tips, and you say, hey, there's this secret spot over here, can you go check it out, and, you know, stuff like that, and I'll do that, and, same if you guys have suggestions for mobile Final Fantasy games as well. Like, I try to take all the suggestions and comments and stuff like that and do videos for them, and or follow up with a comment or response that already did it, or another video to play that you could play instead. For example, somebody's like, can you do a Piglogica Legend Summon 2? And I was like, oh yeah, I already did that. That's already done and over with. You can go check that out on another video that I uploaded. Ooh, I'm getting higher scores. Higher scores indeed. I only have a few more dragons to do. Shade Drake is what they're called. Shade Drakes. Those guys are ugly as heck. Shadow Dragon. Shadow Dragon and Shade Drake. I guess they're different. I didn't know that. They look the same to me. Let's get a little friendly chest here. Wonder what's at the fire camp. Hopefully another summon ticket. I think I got one already from this area. I know that, like I said this before, I think the area has like 7, 8 summon tickets. But I want to talk a little bit about my family history, I guess, about wars and stuff like that. Now, I know that I have relatives that have served in various military positions and in various wars and in various conflicts. For example, I have an ancestor who was at Pearl Harbor, who was a gunner on one of the ships. I believe he died in the bombing of Pearl Harbor. And I have another relative slash ancestor that was in the Civil War times, that fought, I believe, on both sides. Some fought for the Confederates, some for the non-Confederates, the Federalists, or whatever. Yeah, like, I had some fighting for both sides, and it's just interesting how, you know, we're all, in the end, we're all one blood, right? We're all one person. Not one person, but we're all one family. You know, go back far enough and we're all related. So, to fight on these wars on different sides for conflicts that sometimes don't mean that much, you know, or are stupid to have even started in the first place. It's such as the terrorism, you know, terrorism doesn't need to happen. Terrorism doesn't need to happen. But these groups that do these horrific acts around the world are it's saddening, and it causes me to just be so mad, but at the same time we have so much pity for these people, because they probably don't know, like, what they're, you know, doing, or, you know, what what they're inflicting upon other people in the world. They don't have that because they're grown up and they're taught, you know, these radical ways. And I'm not just talking about one specific group. I'm not just saying, oh, it's Muslims, or I'm not just saying, oh, it's da-da-da. I'm saying radical groups, because there's more than just one particular type. There are radical groups in all different types of people and in all different places in the world. Anybody that causes terrorist acts is a radical, from a radical group, or has a radical mindset. So, which I don't agree with in the least, you know, having that sort of, that outlook on people and trying to destroy them, and shadowing. I guess that's a new kind of upgrade item. And we get our chest here. Phoenix down. Okay. Oh, another path branches off. Wow, we have a lot of places that are going around. Fire ambush. I don't know how long this video has been going on now, but yeah, I'll finish up this little fire ambush point and then work my way out around the map a little bit and get to another place where I can do another video. Like I said, talking about my ancestors and stuff. Civil War, definitely. Some ancient wars, ones that were probably like, you know, if you go back far enough, I'm sure you could find any war ancient times that I've had a relative ancestor. I'm sure you have too. You know, you just have to do some family history. Because I know I have ancestors that were like, what do you call it, Vikings, Viking kings and stuff like that. And checking my ancestral line, like, so obviously those guys were really involved in their wars and were very pillaging and very, you know, ferocious kind of people. And as of most recent, I know I had some relatives that have served in different military aspects. I had an aunt who did, as well as my biological father served in Desert Storm and some other things all throughout, you know, the world and various times. And if it came down to it, for me protecting my family or needing to, you know, do something just to keep them safe, like, I would serve, but I don't think I'm in the capacity to do so right now. But if it came down to it, I would definitely do it. But you know, other than that, I'm just here, right, and working in Silicon Valley area, just going about each day while other people are risking their lives. And the playing Battlefield 1 just really kind of makes you open your eyes a little bit more and realize how much, you know, sadness and destruction there is in the world. And I'm really glad for people out there that are risking their lives at this time, where they could be just sitting around like I am, playing mobile games, playing video games, you know. Definitely respect goes out to them. Huge respect. You know, I would suggest, you know, if you want to respect them and stuff like that, just find a time to really put time aside to just, you know, ponder on the things that you have in your life and how grateful you are because of those who sacrifice to give you what you have, you know. And just take a moment, you know, of silence and stuff like that. Take time aside from your day and just be grateful. Be grateful for what you have because of those before you have put their lives on the line and risked so much for it. Okay, so we got this finishing up right here. Malavar TC1, the Dragon Slayer, you've done it. I knew you could. While you're here, do you think you could... No thanks, I'd like my mark now, please. But you don't even know what I was going to ask. Oh, fine, here's your mark, you've earned it. Mark of Fire. Let's go to that fire keep as well. I'll do one more little place on the map right now, and then I'll video. I just want to make this little fire keep here, and like I said, you just be grateful. I mean, if you think, man, my life sucks, and there's just everything is going wrong in my life right now, and there's just so much that I don't have, or so much that I need, or so much that I have to work for. Just think about all those people that had to work through so much more, or we're in a time where there's just so much less. And so much more hardships, and they had to. I mean, they were drafted. They had to go off to war. If they didn't, they run, and they were either court-martialed or they were thrown in prison for running off from when they had to go to war. And on day one of like D-Day, like the people that stormed the beaches, Normandy and different areas, you know, the half of the battalions were like lost in a single day. I mean, imagine all that you've worked up for, all the training, everything that you would go off into war, leaving your family behind, knowing that, hey, you know, this could be over and I'm risking my life for this. This could be over very soon. In the first day of a 4-year war, you lose your life. And that's it. That's it, right? Everything that they've worked up to that point, and their families lose this person forever. So be grateful for the day that you have today. Be grateful for every day you have, and every day where you get to have your freedoms and the things that are in your life. In every place in the world, whether you're in, the deepest jungles of Africa, or you're in the US, or you're in Brazil, or you're in Europe or China, even in China, right? Wherever you're at, you have some freedom because of the people that were before you. And so be grateful for that. And if you don't think you have enough freedom, work towards them. Be part of the influence that changes the world for the better. And work for those freedoms that you want, that you don't have yet. Take the examples of those before you and those who fought for freedoms to light your path and say, hey, where's the freedom of life, of happiness, It's just the freedom to choose, the freedom to act for yourself. You still have your personal freedom no matter what anybody says. You can think your own thoughts. And you can do your own actions. But if you're looking for greater freedoms, and you're in a place in the world where you can't do that, I really hope the best for you, and that you are able to find a way to stand up and fight for those freedoms, whether physically, which I hope is not the case, or in other ways. But best of luck to you in your pursuits to fight for freedoms. Okay, let's see what the little last chest is for you here. I mean, for me. I'm sure everybody else has probably already finished the storyline. I'm like way far behind, right? Okay, ability tickets. And then be sure to stick around later tonight. Check out later tonight for when I do the Infinite Dungeon. I think it starts tonight. What's today? I don't even know the date today. But yeah, the Infinite Dungeon should start sometime this evening, and I'll do a video for that as well. This has been Mal of RTC1. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.